All right. Hey guys, welcome to BP the Bible Perspective. Question to John McArthur. Do you not think COVID-19 can happen to your church? Just ask Trump. Now, before we get into it, please like and share this video and subscribe to BP the Bible Perspective. And as always, if you have a thought, comment, add it to the comment section below. All comments are welcome. Okay, we're still reeling over the stun news that President Trump has tested positive for coronavirus. And though we shouldn't be stunned, at least let me speak for myself, I am. I don't know why, but we shouldn't be, but yes, we are. He is the president of the United States, so of course it's a big deal. Okay, it is a big deal, and it is a serious deal that President Trump is. I mean, this is serious. This is life-threatening serious. No one really want to say that at this point. But it is put like this: he is in the fight of his life. When the White House says that he has mild symptoms, I think 2 steps ahead of that. It's more serious. The difference. Well, let me before I say the difference. The White House. Let me tell you, the White House is equipped with a medical facility to handle pretty much anything. It is all, you could say, a mini hospital to cater for the president's needs. So the fact that they not only rushed him, right? They flew him. I mean, they could have drove, right, to Walter Reed, but they flew him to Walter Reed, Marine One, right? My point is, all of this tells us this is serious. This is serious. Gravely, he is, and the difference, of course, is that he has access to the best medical treatment. So that's good news for him. It is not so much good news for the average person, which brings me back to my question to John McArthur, who had been fighting the state of California over COVID-19 restrictions. His thing, in fact, he even declared once that there is no pandemic. Yes, he actually said that. And for those of you that don't know, John McArthur is a famous, he's a well-known evangelical pastor of a large church. I think his congregation, the church in California, seats 3,000, and they have probably 6,000 plus members. And he has drawn the line and says we're going to meet. And they've been packing out services ever since that. They've been meeting, I think, over a month now. So here is the kind of thing about John McArthur and his church. I think it's foolish. And I've said before that I think you're playing with fire. One of the things that I read, that they said that we have been meeting for, all this times, and the people who have gotten affected, the people who have gotten affected wasn't even attending our church. Now think about that statement, what he just said right there. So you have people that they've been coming and no one's gotten affected. And so by that coronavirus is nothing. No threat. But just think about what he just said when he said that the people who've gotten affected wasn't attending. So what if the people who got affected attend? See, the most stunning thing about the president getting COVID-19 is just also keep in mind several of his top staff and Republican senators, and just Republicans have also tested positive for COVID-19. If I can pull up a list right here because it's worth talking about this list. And I did post this, and excuse me. Let's see if I can pull this up. Where did I pull this up? Okay, let me give you a list of people. These are people within Trump's orbit. The people who are in Trump's orbit that you can probably trace to one event, maybe the Rose Garden event. Okay, so Trump and his wife Melania, Hope Hicks. People are trying to say she's kind of ground zero for all of this. I don't know if that's necessarily true. Ronna McDaniel, Republican chair. Mike Lee, John Jenkins, Tom Ellis, Kelly Conway. Now, interesting thing about Kelly Conway, remember she's no longer at the White House. So if we wanted to do trace contacting right there, where was she at? That she, and put it like this: where was she at? That all of them were together. Okay, Bill Stiphen, Senator Ron Johnson, Governor Chris Christie. And these are just so far, right? That the people who test positive so far. So again, all of those people test positive. Now that's just the ones we know so far. One event where someone or some persons was able to have this rapid spread, and guess what? It is running through the White House. They haven't really even listed a lot of the White House staff that have tested positive for COVID-19. So my question again to John McArthur: why do you think this can't happen to you? This just happened to your leader. This just happened to the man, remember, who championed you in your stand. So why do you think it can't happen to you? And at this point, you're just really playing kind of a Russian roulette, that when it starts spreading. And what do you say now? So like, for example, right now, do we feel sorry for Trump? Do we feel sorry for all of those who, like you, like John McArthur, and like a lot of his church, a lot of Christians even now will say, I would proudly go. I was on talking to a Christian, and she said she would gladly go to a Trump rally. This, to me, the kind of foolishness. Well, look at him now. He's not a smug now, by the way. If you watch when he walked to the helicopter to get on, he had a mask on. Why wear a mask now? It kind of just baffles me why people can say when COVID-19 is on the rise. It is not low, it's on the rise. And they treat it as if it wasn't. In other words, he was bound to happen. Trump was bound to happen. And by the way, it's bound to happen too. Because John McArthur, not only does he gather against advice, but they don't practice social distance. They don't wear masks. It's bound to happen. And what shall we say when it happens? What will you say when it happens? Yes, when the devil said to Jesus, throw yourself down, the angels will pick you up. He says, thou should not put the Lord God to the test. And to me, what John MacArthur is doing is putting the Lord to the test. And what will you say, especially John MacArthur being elders, if he gets it? Or members who get it, if it runs through your church. At this point, it's almost a mathematical certainty. And why? Here's the interesting thing, that COVID-19 is something you don't have to get. And even if you want to play the silly stats that it's survivable, you don't want to even have the virus. You don't even want to go through it. And why go through it if you don't have to? Well, we shall see. And I do say we should keep our president in his prayers. So we should pray for God's mercy, that even though he was foolish, we still let God have mercy. Because I was foolish at once, and I'm foolish sometimes, and I always ask for God's mercy. And so we should pray for president and those who are afflicted for God's mercy. That's my perspective. And don't forget to like and share this video. And please subscribe to BP the Bible Perspective. And as always, if you have a thought or comment, add it to the comments section below. All comments are welcome. Till next time, I'll see you then.